Hello YouTube, welcome back to Charles Garage, and today we have a Mini GT brand. So this is what I have been mentioning about regarding a hobby brand. So this brand, Mini GT, would not be considered a toy brand. What I mean by not a toy brand is basically once you have the diecast car, these cars should not be taking any abuse like a Hot Wheels car. Like for a Hot Wheels car, you can give it to a 3-year-old. He can break, he can like throw it, bite it, chew it. Roll it and squeeze it, and the car will be pretty much still be alive and with minimum damage. These brands or the hobby brand stuff, you shouldn't be doing that. These are not really meant for 3-year-olds or 4-year-old kids. These are meant for like adult collectors. So most of the time, the best thing you'll be doing is probably taking it out of the box, displaying it, or maybe moving it once in a while. But yeah, you won't be like abusing it. All right, so. This is a Mini GT brand. Now, I'm not the biggest collector of these, but I do sometimes get like Mini GT brand stuff time to time because A, I just want to check a certain casting, B, or it's just a car that I really want but no other brand has made yet, or basically I'm collecting a specific car or casting and I want to have like one each from each brand. So that's the case. So this one is basically I wanted to have this specific car, but once again, I don't think, as far as I know, Hot Wheels never made one, and other brands were not much of an option, so I got this one. Alright, so regarding the packaging, at least in Korea, these are the way how they are sold. However, there is another type of packaging where this one would be in a box and this would be in a box and it would have plastic wrapping, but I've seen another type of packaging where the car is outside and then on the bottom is the same box here, and then it would be in a plastic blister packaging. So I'm not exactly sure what's the standard for that. Maybe it's a country exclusive thing, or maybe it's just depending on the laws regarding that. Maybe that's the case, but yeah, I have seen two types of packaging regarding this brand. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So once again, after the review, I'll be posting a YouTube Shorts version of this, basically rotating the car on the stand so that you can see it up close. Alright, so every time you buy Mini GT brand, it will be, when you take it out of the box, most of the case, it will be like this. So you will have another plastic, packaging covering the car to make sure it's safe and doesn't get damaged too often. So yeah, so this is the way how it works. Alright, and then let me just get out of the thing. Let's see what we got. Now once again, the reason why I said these are not meant for 3-year-olds, or at least is because how they do sometimes feel fragile depending on the car. And once again, as far as I know, yeah, if you look at the box, it even mentions that it's meant for ages 14 and up. So definitely not for kids. You don't want to buy these for kids. Even the price, while always mail lines would be $1, $1.50, and then the premium stuff would be like, $6 to $7-ish, or even more depending on your country. If you're in the US, maybe even cheaper. Once again, these would go up more than $10 basically. So these would be on the $13, $14, $15 range, and certain castings or certain editions will be even more expensive here. Alright, so let's see what we got. So this car is called the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo. So, there is the Gran Turismo game, but the way anything that has the term Gran Turismo is basically these are supposed to be like concept cars, basically to like test out new technology, test out like in terms of speeding or like in terms of how to improve in performance. So these are the type of cars that they're still testing on new technology and certain like stuff. So these would, as far as I know, are not exactly meant for like public people. Of course, I believe if you go on YouTube, you will be able to see more detailed information on these type of cars. But it's not only Bugatti. There's one for BMW, Nissan, even Alpine has one. So yeah, there are multiple cars out there. All right, so let's see what we got. So right off the bat, you can definitely tell that it is very detailed. Obviously, for the price, it's definitely highly detailed. But at the same time, when you touch around the stuff, sure, it's die-cast metal. But like when you look at, if you touch like the spoilers or these fin type parts, you can definitely feel that it's fragile. And then even the side mirrors, depending on how you look at it. So some depending on the brand, these side mirrors could be made out of rubber, or sometimes it'll just be in like these very weak plastic pieces here. So I think this is more of a rubber. But once again, the feel is kind of off, but once again, I think it is a type of rubber. Alright, and then once again, you can feel all the different parts, like metal, the carbon fiber feeling in it, so you can definitely feel everything here. So let's start from the front. So once again, the front, definitely a beautiful looking front. And then you have all the headlights separate pieces, even the small details, even the Bugatti logo as well. And then looking at the wheels on the side, yes, they actually do roll. And I know there are some hobby brands where they would sell car wheels that don't roll, but in their defense, the reason why it doesn't roll or it's either stiff is because they added details inside or behind the wheels, so they don't want to, damage that part as well. So this one does roll. Mini GT cars are known to roll, but once again, when I mean roll, you can actually just move this around. Not like, I'm not talking about in terms where you can put in a Hot Wheels track. If you put a Hot Wheels track, like, say bye-bye to this car. And then, yeah, you can see all the details here, like even the gas pump holes, and then you can see on the back you have all the small details. But once again, the reason why I said it's fragile because you can even hear like certain plastic or parts moving around by just adding a little bit of pressure. So, for example, you give this to a kid and he squeezes down on these back spoilers, it's gonna break or it's gonna bend either way. So yeah. And if you throw this or drop this, yeah, you're probably gonna either damage something or something's gonna break off. So that's the way how this works. And then looking at the bottom section now, I think this really depends on the car and brand. Like for Mini GT, I think most of the case I've seen so far are their bottom sections are kind of empty, or maybe they have like minimum detail. But yeah, so most of the cases I've seen so far, they're usually like, less detailed. But once again, I can understand that because obviously this could be kind of important. It could be corporate secret or technology secret stuff. So I think it really depends on the contract between the brand and the company as well. So yeah, once again, these are definitely 1/64 scale. Of course, some people might question that, but once again, Mini GT, unlike Hot Wheels, they don't like limit themselves to a certain track size. So they have free range to do so. And once again, Mini GT has been making a lot of cars, but once again, they make multiple colors or liveries of the same car. So just because they have this car doesn't mean it ends there. That they're releasing. They have, like, as far as I remember, there's like 1 or 2 more color variations of this, and then they released a black version as well. So once you start collecting Mini GT brands, it may look like a lot of cars, but when you actually count like the number of castings, it's not as many as Hot Wheels. Just to give you guys an example, so they make one car, and you can see they're gonna make a ton of different color variations out as well. So just because you miss one casting from Mini GT, you don't need to be too sad because you have a second chance. Of course, if you really want a specific color, then that's really up to you to make sure that you get that. Alright, and I think that is pretty much it for the review. I mean, because it is a car compared to Gunpla, there's not much to move around or show articulation going on here. Like Mini GT, once again, this brand doesn't really have any gimmicks, no opening doors or suspensions. I mean, there are some hobby brands out there like Pop Race where they add like opening doors or opening hoods or trunks, but the Mini GT, as far as I know, they don't do that as often, unless they do like some sort of collaboration with Kaido House and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching the review. Hopefully this review was helpful and also helping you guys out, like the difference between like a toy brand and a hobby brand in terms of the diecast hobby. Hopefully I helped you guys out. If you want to see this car in more detail, I'll be posting a YouTube Shorts video as well. Anyway, thanks for watching the review. If you guys got any questions or requests, comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.